All right, sixth graders, today is September the 18th, 2014, and the topic today is going to be rates and unit rates. All right, so please make sure you have your IMB book. Please remember how we write in our interactive math notebooks. Anything that in terms of a map in terms of a foldable will always go on the left side. Yes, you can put notes on the left side, but the key thing is maps, foldables must go on the left side. You can write notes on the left and the right side. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and create a double bubble map today. And as you can see, this is an example of what a double bubble map looks like. The two main topics are going to be in the inner, two large circle on the inner portion. And you know the opposite colors, yellow and pink color. Those are what they do not have in common. But the white area, the white circles are the things that they have in common. Now, your double bubble map will not always have the same amount of circles that you see up here. It depends on the topic, how many circles you'll have. So I strongly suggest that you do not go ahead and draw all the circles that you see, the yellow and pink circles and the white one. Do not draw all of them because you might end up with only one or two circles. All right? And so remember that we always frame our maps with our so what, so why. All right? Now, in the bubble map today, we're going to do two comparisons. The first one is going to be with the rate, and the other one is going to be unit rate. Okay, so in the two big circles, make sure we put rate for one and the other one unit rate. All right, so here we go. All right, so let's talk about rate. A rate is a ratio that is used to compare measurements with different units. Again, a rate is a ratio that is used to compare measurements with different units. All right? Now, a unit rate is a rate with a denominator of 1. A unit rate is a rate with a denominator of 1. Just like a rate, a unit rate is also a ratio. Again, just like rate, a unit rate is also a ratio. Okay? The only thing that makes a rate and a unit rate different for the most part is that a unit rate only has a denominator of 1. Also, a unit rate does the same thing like a rate. A unit rate compares two different units also. All right? So basically a unit rate is really a rate, but a rate that is very specific with a denominator of 1. All right, so let's take a look at some examples. Rate, 32 in 4 hours. Okay, notice we're comparing dollars against hours. So the measurements or the units are different. The units are different, dollars and hours. All right, that's a rate. Now, as a unit rate is going to be 8 in 1 hour. Okay. $8 in 1 hour, because what we did here was divide 4 into 4 to get 1 and divide 4 into 32 to get 8, because you want to make sure that the denominator is 1. And the only way to get your denominator to be 1 is to divide that number in the denominator by itself. Let's take a look at the next one. 36 students at 9 tables. Okay, that's a rate. Students, then tables. Two different units. But in order to make it a unit rate, I need to divide 9 into 9 to get 1. And then I say 9 into 36 to get 4. So now the unit rate is 4 students for 1 table. All right, let's take a look at another example. 20 miles in 2 hours. Again, this is a rate because we're talking about miles and hours. The units are different, miles, hours. But it is not a unit rate until I make the denominator 1. And the only way to make the denominator 1 is to divide the denominator by itself. So 2 into 2 goes 1 times, And then you're going to say 2 into 120 goes 60 times. So that means it's 60 miles in 1 hour. And the last example below is $5.94 for 6 sodas. Again, we're talking about dollars and sodas, 2 different units, so we know it's a rate. However, it is not a unit rate until the denominator is 1. So I'm going to go ahead and take my denominator of 6 and divide it by itself. So 6 into 6 goes 1 time. Then I'm going to take 6 and divide it into $5.94, and I'm left with 99 cents. And that's how we change from rates to unit rates. Here's a more detailed example. There are 672 students in a school, and there are 28 teachers. How many students per teacher? To find the unit rate, we're going to take the denominator of teachers, which is 28, and divide it times itself. So 28 divided by 28 is 1. And I'm going to take that 28 and also divide it into the numerator, the students. That's 24. What this means is for every teacher, there will be 24 students. Or we can say there are 24 students per teacher. And notice the quantities are different. We're comparing students with teachers. And that's what makes it a rate. And then what makes it a unit rate is that we get 24 students for 1 teacher. All right, so here are 4 problems I want you to try on your own. And I want you to pause the video and try these 4 problems. And once you try them, the next slide will reveal the answer. All right, here are the answers. Hopefully you did a good job on all 4 problems. And if you have any questions in reference to these 4 problems, please make sure you jot them down, and so when we get to class tomorrow, we can discuss them. All right? All right, so here are some more practice problems. There are 4 other practice problems. Make sure you write these on the right side. All right? And here we go.